Why does it feel like life consistently knocks you down with this placement? Why does it feel like you never get to take the easy road to success? How does this aspect play out in someone's life? Stay tuned as we unravel what it's like to have your Mars square Saturn in your natal chart. What is it like for someone that has their natal Mars squaring their Saturn? Well, to simply put it, these natives are going to have to overcome some type of challenge to succeed in life. In fact, they actually attract challenges with this energy. And this will date back to childhood. Most of the time, these natives were not handed things in life. They had to work hard day after day to get what they wanted or to get where they were going. Someone with this placement wants to take action and not be restricted. But this action is blocked, usually by rules that are established by something or someone else, and this can be incredibly frustrating to the native. They also may feel that in order to exist with other people, they aren't allowed to be their unrestricted self and be supported. I mean, it seems like that instead of having things or people in their life that support their choices with this placement, you attract people and things that actually create challenge or resistance for you. And this can be aggravating and frustrating and deflating sometimes, because it can seem like everyone around you gets some type of lucky break sometimes, and you have to work hard for anything that you want in life. It does not always come easy. So for me, this manifested as a time that I wanted to quit my awful job to create content full time. But I wanted my boyfriend to pay the bills while I built my channel, and he wasn't having that. He wanted me to work and have my own money, which greatly frustrated me. I wanted life to be easy because I was going to discipline myself and make content every single week. I set a goal of at least 2 videos. And I stuck to a schedule and I produced at least 2 videos every single week. And sometimes it takes up a full week to do this because I have to do a lot of editing and I spend my time with my family. So it seems like there's just always this roadblock in our plans. Like, we can see the path to get there and we have the will and the endurance and the discipline to do it, but it's like our plans always just get thwarted. So instead of just being able to make content, I have to work and make content and make family time, and it just seems like a lot of chaos. But here's the thing. Mars square Saturn natives love a challenge. Sure, we will complain about the day-to-day hustle and how full our plate is, and sometimes. But you know what? We have the sheer will and determination to complete any goal, no matter what tries to get in our way. So I'll handle raising the kids and running a household and spending time with my spouse while making 2 videos a week and working a job. Do any of you other Mars square Saturns feel the same way? We are like the waiters of the zodiac that have all kinds of plates on our tray, and people just keep adding more plates to us. And then to deliver the food, it's like we can't just walk straight to the table and serve the food. Like, no, absolutely not. We have to complete a whole obstacle course while trying to still hold on to all the plates of food and still make the food delivery on time. See, Saturn is the obstacle course that slows us down. Most people can take the straight path to accomplish their goals, but not Mars square Saturn natives. But don't always think of this aspect as a bad thing. This aspect has saved me more than once in life. I think of that Garth Brooks song, Thank God for Unanswered Prayers. Because there were times in my life where I wanted something bad and I wanted it now. Take in case these YouTube videos. I wanted to instantly become monetized. I figured that it wouldn't take that long and it wasn't going to be a lot of hard work. See how my Mars was working? I love making these videos. They are topics that I am passionate about. It energizes me to make these things. Well, Saturn is like, no, 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 you are not going viral overnight into instant fame and with $1 million contracts. You are going to upload video after video, week after week, month after month, year after year, and get better with time. And y'all, I kid you not, thank goodness I didn't go viral with my very first video. I thought it was like the best thing ever when I did it. And now when I look back, it's kind of funny to look back on. Anyways, my point is with this Saturn aspect here, you get better with time. I started out not even really knowing how to use an iPhone very well. And here I am making, editing, and posting videos on YouTube. Mars square Saturn is all about the daily grind. And the more you do something, the better you get. So here we are, a year and a half later since I posted my first video, and I can't even tell you how much I have learned along the way. And this goes for the future as well. I am constantly learning and growing with this aspect. So my videos and my channel can only get better with time as long as I stick with it and be consistent with it. And this goes for any Mars square Saturn native. This aspect will manifest in your life in your own unique way. The key is to not be afraid of using this placement for your benefit. You have a deep reservoir of willpower and strength and endurance with this placement. You can keep going when others simply cannot, if you do not psych yourself out with this placement. But you have this unmatchable ability to achieve the goal that you want. You know, earlier I was on Reddit and someone had made this post and asked if anyone had remembered the Chumbawamba song, I Get Knocked Down. That part of the chorus reminds me of an evolved Mars square Saturn person. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never going to keep me down. Yeah, that's so Mars square Saturn native right there. Depending on what sign Mars is in and what house it's aspecting, it can manifest in a lot of different ways. It could literally mean physical fights that they may be knocked down, but they will still get back up and whoop your butt. It could mean getting knocked down financially and then having to recoup. Or it may feel like after a breakup, they get knocked down in their life and they have to get back up and try again. Different factors affect what you're getting knocked down from. But the person with this placement does have the overall drive to overcome that hurdle. Now, sometimes someone with this placement can psych themselves out in a way, and they feel like they cannot overcome an obstacle, that it's too hard, that it requires too much energy, and they would just rather avoid it. Your mind can be your own worst enemy with you in this placement, telling you that it's too hard and telling you that you have to get up. But just know, if you are in this mindset, it's okay. We've all been there. I've been there. I have this placement, and I get tired of the constant struggle too. I want something handed to me. I don't want to work for it. But honestly, I just sit back and I think, what if I did get everything handed to me? You know, it really wouldn't be fun to me. It's like that Miley Cyrus song said, it's all about the climb. Yeah, that's a good song for a Mars square Saturn native as well. For some of us, we honestly wouldn't feel as fulfilled if everything was easy and we were just given everything. What would the point of life be? For some of us, we would be bored. Completing the challenges along the way to our success is what gives us the motivation to climb higher and higher in life. So I invite you to not let this energy that you naturally have lie dormant within you if you have this placement. Use it for your benefit. You are the ones that are capable of weighing 600 pounds and getting down to 150 with diet and exercise. You are the ones that can slowly but surely build your career from the bottom to the top. whatever your passion is, lock it in, okay? Learn more and more about it each day and let it grow and get better with time. Start out with a small goal and just stay consistent. That's really the only key with this placement. Whatever you do, do it with consistency. And once you start achieving these challenges, you will start to unlock the evolved features with this placement, which is when the real fun comes out, because you get to see real results in your life. You constantly push yourself to grow with this placement, which is why I really do love it. You are not afraid of a challenge. And the more you overcome your challenges, the better that you get at it. It's like this big ball of momentum that starts spinning and lets you climb higher and higher. And you can go as high as you want with this placement. The choice is really yours. You get free will with how you use your energies. And that's the beautiful thing about the universe. We are always left with a choice. There is also a desire to always fight with this placement because they are so used to having to fight through things to get what they want. Sometimes with this placement, our actions are used to constantly prove something, whether it's to ourselves or to someone else. That's why with this placement, it's possible to not get along with authority figures, or you may feel like you have to prove yourself to your boss or to your parents or to your spouse. A person with this placement can have a high standard or big dreams. There is a level of sacrifice with this placement. Natives are used to having to sacrifice something in order to reach their goal. I mean, what kind of challenge would it be if you weren't required to give up something? Whether it's your time, energy, money, resources, or relationships with others, whatever it may be, these natives are used to going without at least something one time in their life. And they can go without it if they need to in order to get where they're going. These natives, I cannot explain it enough. If they really want to lock in, they can. They really, really can. They can go without a relationship if they are trying to accomplish a career goal, or they can go without going out with their friends in order to stay at home and grow their YouTube channel. My point is, they can make the necessary sacrifices to achieve what they want to in life. Now, when growing up, it's possible that these natives' fathers somehow restricted them. It's often the father, but in some cases, it may be a very dominant mother figure. But the native would want to take some action and the parent would restrict them. So, I don't know, let's say the native wanted to take piano lessons and the dad was like, no, we don't have money for that. Or maybe he said something like, no, you need to stay in your dance class right now, you can't change. Or maybe the native wanted to focus on a certain career in life, but the father strongly discourages it or is against it. Or you tried to be in a relationship with someone and your father didn't like it. There's lots of ways to manifest this energy, but more often than not, someone with this placement grew up where they were not able to be their unrestricted selves and feel supported. Their parents would add stuff to their plate or create obstacles or criticize the native. It wasn't always easy to get what they truly desired. So this tension can build up in the native, where the native has to overcome the energy that the father afflicted upon them and the challenges received by the father or the dominant parent. Now remember, Saturn is a slow-moving planet, so it takes its time with things. It is a planet associated with time. So a native is not going to get over this wound quickly. It will take multiple lessons over a period of time that they have to persevere through in order to heal the wound and to not repeat the same pattern. So an unevolved native may feel hostility towards a parent or someone who restricts them or tries to control them or gives them rules. They may rebel. They may run away from that person or for any authority figure for that matter. But over time, Saturn will teach this native how to harness this energy. And instead of using it to get mad at the restrictions, the native uses it to overcome them. One thing you do have to watch out for if you have this placement is you may have this constant feeling of being indebted to others because you always have to sacrifice something to get something. So you can feel like you owe people things or you have to give up things. And there can be this guilt that comes on with that. Like if you aren't able to live up to these expectations, you really have to work with your relationship with guilt with this placement. The energy also has this potential to manifest where a child mimics the authoritative parent. And these natives can be the dominator or the punisher. They can be tyrannical or abusive. These are all extremes, but these natives often do deal with some type of physical abuse as a child. They usually deal with some type of punishment or consequences in life. So it can manifest where in life they can be the punished or the punisher, the dominated or be the dominator. So just be careful with how you use this energy. Dominate your goals, don't dominate people. It never works out in the end. An unevolved native can lack self-discipline and they can try to control others through fear. And they can be possessive over their material things and not want to share with people. These natives can also be the parent that disciplines their child and teaches their child hard work. Because if you have this placement, you value those things. Someone with this placement can also think that others around them are weak. Let's say that someone with this placement, they had a coworker and they've called out for a week because their dog died. Someone with this placement will look at that as a weakness. Or some women with this placement are totally turned off by thirsty men that like every girl's picture on social media. I mean, it looks really weak in their eyes. Same with men with this placement. They can look at other men and see them give into the temptation of women and become weak and lose themselves and view and judge them for that. Someone with this placement can be a loyal partner. They stay loyal not because it's the right thing to do, but because in today's society, it's a challenge. And they are the oddballs that catch somebody off by surprise. Someone could try to tempt them, and they are the ones that are disciplined enough to not give into the temptation and see it for exactly what it is, which is a test. And they have the sheer willpower to overcome any test, and that may be shocking to the person that's trying to tempt them. They can be quite stubborn people, but that's not always a bad thing. Some people with this placement have harsh criticisms for weak people. Outwardly, these natives are strong, but life has a way to humble you. So from time to time, these people can get weak themselves and do the exact things that they judge people for. But these natives don't like feeling weak or powerless. So they may keep these things a secret so that they can continue to appear strong on the outside. They also may attract partners who are weak and in some way need them and need their help. And some people with this placement like this because it means that they remain in control of things. They definitely do not want to be controlled with this placement. If they feel like a partner is controlling them, then adios amigos. They don't care what you do for them. You can literally pay every bill, give them everything, have amazing sex. If you control them, they will straight up leave and start from the bottom and fight to the top on their own if they have to. And they may trap their anger and resentment for a while, and they may put up with things, but I promise you, it will not last forever. At the end of the day, they are here to get stuff done, and they already have enough things getting in their way. Like, they don't need more. Like, you telling them what they can and cannot do. Anyways, thank you for joining me today as we unpacked what it's like for someone who has their Mars square Saturn in their natal chart. I put out astrology videos every week, and if you're curious as to why your little soul came here to transform, then I invite you to watch my series of Pluto through the houses. As always, I look forward to seeing you, my little buttercups, in my next video. Mwah!